They've tried to paint him as soft, as if the Son of God was a man who smiled quite as a warrior, a peacemaker, yes, but never weak. He faced darkness head-on. He entered the temples and overturned tables with holy fire in his eyes. He stood before kings, priests, and soldiers and never bowed to their lies. He said to his disciples, "If you don't have a sword, sell your cloak and buy one." Not because he wanted violence, but because he wanted readiness. He knew the world would hate the truth, and he knew his followers would need courage, not comfort. Christ's peace is not the peace of surrender, it's the peace of victory. He didn't come to keep the world calm, he came to shake it awake. He said, "Do not think that I came to bring peace to the earth. I did not come to bring peace, but a sword." He fought with love, he fought with truth, he fought with his own blood. And he won. That is our King, the Lion of Judah. When the devil tempted him, he stood firm. When men mocked him, he stayed silent. When they nailed him to the cross, he conquered death itself. That is not weakness, that is divine strength. And now he calls you, brother, not to be violent, but to be vigilant. Not to hate, but to have holy fire. Not to defend. Defend truth in a world that calls lies love. Defend innocence in a culture that mocks purity. Defend faith in a generation that worships itself. For we do not fight against flesh and blood, but against the rulers, authorities, and powers of this dark world. Christ was never afraid to stand alone. He was never afraid to offend with truth. He never compromised to be liked. He died to save the lost. So rise, be like him. Let your heart be gentle, but your spirit unbreakable. Be the kind of man who kneels only before God. The kind of warrior whose weapon is faith and whose armor is light, because the world doesn't need more timid Christians. It needs men who carry the cross and fight with the courage of the Lion of Judah.